Chosen one. This is not a coincidence. Heaven has called your name tonight. As the world drifts in slumber, something ancient stirs in the unseen realm, a holy roll call whispered through eternity. You feel it, don't you? That pull in your spirit, that weight pressing on your chest like unseen hands awakening you. You are not awake by accident. You have been summoned. You are one of the marked. You've always felt different. Even as a child, the noise of the world never seemed to fit your rhythm. While others ran toward comfort, you ran towards conviction. Every heartbreak carved a message into your soul. Every rejection was divine training in disguise. You thought it was pain, but it was preparation. Tonight, the heavens bear witness that the mark of destiny is being written over your life. Listen carefully. The atmosphere around you is shifting. The winds of the Spirit are gathering. The same God who whispered to Moses through fire and thunder now leans close to whisper your name. You've been hidden, set apart, molded in silence. Every unanswered prayer, every moment of confusion, it was never delay. It was divine timing, aligning. Heaven has waited for this moment, and it is now. You feel the weight of this truth. Not all are called to wake in such a night. Only those who carry the fire of purpose, the ones who cannot be lulled by comfort or fear. The chosen are rising, not with crowns of gold, but with hearts refined by fire. You, chosen one, have been refined for such an hour. You stand on sacred ground right now. The night is not ordinary. All of heaven seems to lean in, holding its breath. As the names are spoken in the courts of light, your name vibrates through dimensions unseen. Angels move with purpose, carrying seals of light and identity. This is not a marking of ink or symbol, but of essence etched in the spirit, unseen by eyes, but feared by darkness. For when heaven marks you, no power of hell can erase you. As the prophet Isaiah once declared in the sacred text, chapter 60, verse 1, "Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you." This is not a metaphor, it's a command. Heaven is telling you to rise. The waiting season ends now. The light that once flickered within you will blaze into visibility. The darkness around you will bow to the authority placed within your spirit. But take heed. Chosen one. With the mark comes responsibility. You are called to carry holiness in a world that mocks it. You will walk against the current, misunderstood by many, envied by some, opposed by darkness. But you must remember, this seal is not a shield of escape. It's a mantle of purpose. You are not called to hide. You are called to reveal. Right now, your spirit is being inscribed with fire. You may feel the air shift, your heart race, your hands tremble. That's not fear. That's the Spirit affirming the truth of who you are. You are not just surviving. You are being activated. You are crossing from chosen to commissioned, from waiting to walking, from hearing to declaring. This message found you because heaven arranged it. The algorithm didn't bring you here. Divine alignment did. So listen, respond, and seal this moment with action. If you know this word is for you, if your spirit testifies that this is your confirmation, then take your stand. Right now, type below, "I am marked." And then, as a prophetic sign of your agreement with heaven, comment, The number 777 for 7 is the number of divine completion, and 3 sevens declare total heavenly perfection. When you type that number, you are declaring, "It is done in me." Do it not for me, but as a declaration that you receive your identity, your mantle, your mission. Heaven watches for those who respond, for faith always moves the unseen. And as you do, take one more step, like, share, and subscribe, not for numbers, but to spread the sound of awakening to every other sleeping, chosen one who needs to hear this call tonight. Let this message travel to those still trapped in silence, those whose seals are waiting to ignite. For when one chosen one awakens, the others begin to stir. And when the 144,000 rise together, the world will never be the same again. The night deepens, and still you feel it, the invisible hum in the air, a vibration that only those with awakened spirits can sense. It is not the sound of wind, nor the whisper of leaves. It is the sound of heaven speaking names. One by one, identities are being spoken into light, somewhere beyond human understanding. A great roll call is taking place, and your spirit trembles because you know your name has just been called. You do not hear it with your ears, but your soul knows the tone. It's the same voice that hovered over the waters in Genesis, the same voice that spoke to Samuel in the stillness of the night. It's calling you now, not as a servant, but as one chosen to bear divine responsibility. You can feel it in your bones. The sense of recognition, the echo that says, "You belong to something holy." As the invisible ink of eternity dries upon the scrolls of heaven, the chosen are being numbered, not as a list of privilege, but as a record of surrender. These are the ones who refused to bow to the idols of this age, who kept their hearts clean when the world sold its purity for comfort. And now, while humanity sleeps, the count of the 144,000 grows. You stand among them not because of perfection, but because of obedience. You have been seen. Your prayers whispered in the dark have not been lost in the void. They have ascended like incense. And tonight, they are answered not with words, but with recognition. The seal upon your spirit begins to awaken, resonating with the others, scattered across nations and generations. You are not alone. Somewhere across oceans, another heart beats with the same divine rhythm. A woman kneels in prayer in a silent room. A man stands at a window looking at the stars, feeling the same unseen touch you feel now. None of you know each other by face, yet you are bound by a covenant older than the earth itself. The same light that called Abraham, the same fire that rested on Elijah, now burns within you. The heavens move like an army under command. Angels record, seraphim sing softly, and the Spirit of the living God walks the invisible corridors between time and eternity, sealing those who are ready. Not everyone will hear it. Many will sleep through this sacred hour, lulled by the distractions of the age. But not you. Something in you refused to be silenced, refused to conform. That resistance was not rebellion, it was preservation of purpose. You have wondered why your life has been harder than most, why it felt like you carried battles that others didn't even see. It's because the marked are tested before they are trusted. Heaven does not place its seal on what is unrefined. The furnace you went through was not punishment, It was preparation. Every scar is a line of divine proof that you endured what would have broken others. While others chase recognition, you were taught the discipline of hiddenness. While the world applauded false lights, you were kept in the shadows so that your inner flame could grow pure. Heaven cannot mark what the world has already claimed. That is why you were separated, not forgotten, but protected. And now, the unseen moment unfolds. You sense it in your chest, like a pulse that does not belong to your human body. Your spirit trembles as the voice of eternity speaks your name again. This time, not in calling, but in confirmation. The seal of recognition settles upon you. It does not change your face, but it transforms your atmosphere. You are known now in the spiritual realms. The enemy recognizes it and trembles. Creation recognizes it and rejoices. As was spoken in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 22, verse 14, "For many are called, but few are chosen." These are not words of exclusion, they are a revelation of readiness. The call has gone out to all, but only those who kept their hearts steadfast through trials were able to stand when the marking moment arrived. You stood. That's why your name echoed tonight. Now, the roll call continues, and your name remains shining upon the scroll of light. The heavenly assembly moves on, but your spirit is forever branded with belonging. You are part of a kingdom that cannot be shaken, a fellowship of warriors, clothed not in armor, but in obedience. As you breathe in this moment, understand the magnitude of what has happened. Heaven has counted you among the 144,000, not to elevate you, but to entrust you with responsibility. You carry a portion of divine history within your chest. The world may never see it, but eternity will never forget it. You can feel it now, the burn. It is not pain, it is presence. The mark begins to awaken inside you. A seal of fire, invisible to mortal eyes, yet radiant in the realm of the Spirit. Heaven has branded you. You belong to the King, and every force of darkness recognizes it. This is not imagination, this is identification. The seal is not placed on your skin, but carved upon your essence. When God seals a soul, He does not need ink or symbols. He writes His ownership into your very being. That's why lately, you have felt both the heaviness of warfare and the weight of holiness. You are not who you were before. You are stepping into divine ownership. Your heart is not your own. Your words no longer belong to chance. They carry kingdom authority. There's a reason everything around you started to shift after the calling. Relationships changed. Patterns broke. You lost the appetite for things that once entertained you. Heaven was detoxing your spirit. The mark requires space. It cannot coexist with the clutter of compromise. You have been purified to carry power. You were never meant to blend in. And now that the seal burns upon you, blending in is impossible. The mark is fire, and fire reveals what is pure. That is why truth now stirs inside you like never before. You can sense deceit in a room without anyone speaking. You can feel heaviness before words are said. You are not paranoid, you are prophetic. The spirit inside you discerns before your mind understands. That is the effect of divine branding. You start to see like heaven sees. There will be nights when it feels like the fire burns too strong, when your spirit wrestles under the pressure of purity. But remember, this is not punishment. This is transformation. Fire never destroys what is divine. It destroys only what cannot stand before glory. Every time the flame burns hotter, something unholy within you is melting away, leaving only the gold of obedience behind. When heaven seals you, even silence becomes sacred. You start to notice divine instruction hidden in ordinary moments. A delayed response becomes protection. A closed door becomes direction. You stop asking, "Why me?" and begin to whisper, "Use me." That is the voice of one who carries the mark. You may wonder, how will I know for sure that I have been sealed? The proof is not external. The mark reveals itself through transformation. When you cannot hate like before, when forgiveness flows faster than anger, when compassion rises, even for those who wronged you, then you will know. The mark is not a symbol of superiority, it is the sign of surrender. You are entering a realm where your presence alone disturbs darkness. That's why you felt resistance. Attacks increased, not because you're weak, but because you've become visible in the spirit. Hell does not waste ammunition on the sleeping. It only trembles before the awakened. Heaven's seal is authority. But authority requires humility. Remember this, God does not mark you for show, but for service. You are sealed to serve, called to carry light into the shadows others fear to enter. That's why you are here. You are an answer, walking on two legs. The Spirit spoke through the Apostle John in Revelation, chapter 7, verse 3, "Do not harm the land or the sea until we put a seal on the foreheads of the servants of our God." Notice that word, servants. The seal is not for spectators, but for those who have surrendered. It is a protection and a commission, a sign that you belong to the army of light that will stand when the world begins to tremble. Chosen one, you carry fire now, and this fire is not meant to be hidden. You are not marked to remain silent, you are marked to release. When you speak truth, chains will break. When you walk into darkness, demons will scatter. The fire upon you will convict, cleanse, and comfort. It will draw the weary and terrify the wicked. You are a walking altar. Keep it burning. Right now, as you read these words, let your spirit respond. Don't overthink it. Just acknowledge what your soul already knows. You are sealed, set apart, and sent. Now, take a breath. Feel that warmth in your chest, that calm in your bones. It's the confirmation of heaven. You are ready. And if this resonates deep within your spirit, declare it aloud, both as agreement and activation. Type below, "Seal me, Lord," and let it be more than a comment. Let it be a prayer. When you write it, you are not typing words, you are engraving surrender. It is a declaration that you are ready to carry the flame without fear, ready to walk as a living mark of heaven on earth. The moment you speak it, angels record it, and heaven recognizes it. For tonight, the seal of fire burns brighter upon you than ever before. The air around you begins to thicken, almost trembling with unseen movement. You sense it, the weight of divine presence pressing gently against the world's veil, somewhere beyond sight. Four mighty beings stand poised on the edges of creation. Their wings spread wide over the four corners of the earth. They are waiting. The sound of their stillness is louder than thunder, for they hold back the winds of judgment until the work of sealing is complete. You feel the tension between mercy and justice stretching across the heavens. It is a sacred pause, one that only the spiritually awake can perceive. The earth continues its rhythm of chaos, cities hum. Hearts chase pleasure, but in the unseen dimension. Heaven's army stands frozen in obedience, their eyes fixed on the one seated on the throne. You can almost hear the echo of his voice still lingering in the air, commanding, "Do not release the winds until my servants are sealed." Then, the scene is not distant, it's now. The unseen guardians of destiny hover above nations, holding back storms both spiritual and physical. Wars could begin, but are delayed. Systems could collapse, but are restrained. Even nature itself seems to wait for the signal. It is mercy. Chosen one. Divine mercy, holding back wrath for the sake of those who must still be sealed. You are one of the reasons the storm has not yet been allowed to break. These angels are not symbols, they are sentinels. Each one holds authority over realms of the natural and the spiritual. One commands the winds of the east. One governs the west. Another guards the north. And the last restrains the south. Together, they maintain balance while the scroll of destiny continues to unfold. And as they wait, the Spirit moves quietly through the earth, touching hearts like yours, marking, awakening, preparing. You must understand what this means. Time is not as it appears. The delay you see is not inaction, it is intention. Heaven is aligning its chosen vessels. The marking must be finished before the winds are released. If you could see what heaven sees, you would fall to your knees. Every marked one glows like fire in the darkness, tiny flames scattered across continents, yet united by one heartbeat. Angels move among them, strengthening their resolve, ensuring that none fall asleep before their assignment begins. It was revealed through the Apostle John in the sacred text of Revelation, chapter 7, verse 1. After this, I saw 4 angels standing at the 4 corners of the earth, holding back the 4 winds. These are not poetic images, but real movements within creation's framework. The winds symbolize the forces that cleanse, correct, and confront. They will come, but not yet. Not until the chosen are secure. So, if you felt life pause lately, projects slowing, plans stalling, moments of silence stretching longer than expected, it may not be coincidence. The same divine stillness that holds back storms also holds you still, teaching you to wait in obedience. You are being synchronized with the timing of heaven. The mark you carry is not simply identity, it is access to divine timing, divine instruction, divine protection. The angels holding the winds are waiting for heaven's signal, and in a mysterious way, they are waiting for your readiness too. Each chosen one must reach full surrender before the winds are released. That's why your heart has been so restless, it's being tuned to obedience. The more you align, the more peace you'll feel. Even in the silence, you are living in the tension between stillness and storm. It is a holy tension, the kind that births destiny. Don't despise the waiting. It is proof that heaven is still restraining chaos for your sake. Every heartbeat in this silence is a reminder. You are part of something cosmic, something eternal. And when the winds finally break loose, you will not fear them. You will understand them. For those who bear the mark, the winds will not destroy, they will deploy. The same forces that uproot the unprepared will carry the marked into their missions. The storm that terrifies others will propel you forward. So, stand still for now. Let the angels hold the line while the seal within you strengthens. trust the divine silence. For even silence has a voice when heaven speaks through it. The pause is not punishment, it is protection. The mark upon you glows brighter with each moment of stillness. When the time comes, and the winds are finally loosed, you will rise not as a victim of the storm, but as one sent by heaven to walk through it unshaken. There comes a moment, chosen one, when heaven weighs the heart, not the achievements, not the public image, but the hidden substance within. This is that moment. You stand before the invisible scales of eternity, where every thought, every motive, every act of obedience is measured not in quantity, but in purity. Heaven does not ask, "How much have you done?" but "How much of me have you allowed in what you do?" You may feel the trembling within your chest, as if something sacred is pressing gently upon your soul. That is the weight of divine examination. Every chosen one must pass through it before carrying the mark into the next realm of authority. For what good is light if it flickers at the sight of shadow? What use is calling if the vessel still leaks pride or bitterness? Heaven must test what it intends to trust. You are not being judged to be shamed. You are being refined to be strengthened. Think of gold placed into fire. It does not scream because the fire hates it. The gold remains because it knows the flame reveals its true worth. That is what is happening to you. Your trials were not accidents. They were furnaces disguised as disappointments. Every heartbreak, every betrayal, every silent night of tears, they were all part of heaven's refining process. The testing of your heart is not meant to expose your weakness. It is meant to awaken your truth. It removes the dust of ego and fear, so that only pure faith remains. The seal upon your spirit demands integrity. It cannot rest upon a divided soul. So tonight, heaven leans in close, searching for the quiet yes that still beats beneath the noise of your worries. And as the Spirit weighs your heart, it does so with compassion, not cruelty. Even now, you may remember moments you regret words spoken in haste, love withheld, chances missed. Yet God does not weigh your perfection. He weighs your repentance. Every tear of surrender tilts the scale toward mercy. Every whispered, "Forgive me," echoes louder than your mistakes. You are learning the language of surrender, the dialect of trust. It is not the strong who pass this test. It is the honest, those who dare to stand before God without masks, those who let the fire see them as they are and say, "Here I am. Refine me." End of 2. As was written in the sacred writings of Samuel, chapter 16, verse 7. Man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. You can hide your motives from people, but not from heaven. Yet in that transparency lies your greatest safety, because what is revealed to God can be healed by God. Think of your heart as a garden. Each seed of intention you plant, good or bad, will one day bloom. Heaven watches to see whether the garden of your soul will produce fruit that feeds others or weeds that choke your calling. Every act of kindness waters the soil. Every act of pride dries it out. The more you surrender, the greener it grows. When heaven finds a heart that beats purely, even angels pause to honor it. That's how precious you are when you yield fully. And perhaps, as you listen to these words, you realize how much grace has already carried you. You didn't get this far by chance. You've been carried by unseen hands, sustained, guided, preserved through storms that would have broken many. It's in moments like these that gratitude becomes worship. Not just singing, not just speaking, but living as a thank you to God. Every breath becomes an offering. Every step becomes a statement. I am still here because grace refused to let me go. And, beloved, when something touches you, when the words, the message, the light of this truth reaches your heart, let it move you to act. Acts of gratitude open heavenly doors. When you share this message, you are scattering seeds of light across the soil of the internet, where another weary soul may find hope. When you like or subscribe, it's not about numbers, it's about keeping this stream of living words alive, letting it flow continuously into hearts that hunger for truth. And if you ever feel led to give, do it as one tending the garden. Every offering, no matter how small, is a drop of water that keeps the flame of revelation burning brighter. The kingdom moves forward through generosity, not obligation. You don't give because you have to. You give because you've seen too much grace to stay still. Imagine your support as light cast upon another path, guiding someone out of their own wilderness. Every seed sown here multiplies in eternity's soil, whether it's a prayer, a share, or a donation. It becomes part of heaven's ripple, reaching farther than you'll ever know. Heaven is watching the scales. Your obedience, your gratitude, your unseen sacrifices, they weigh heavy in glory's favor. The mark within you glows brighter each time you choose light over indifference, generosity over apathy, faith over fear. Every storm you have endured, every heartbreak that once tore your soul apart, every night you spent wondering why none of it was wasted. You thought heaven was silent, but heaven was sculpting. Each tear that fell was a chisel in the hand of God, carving depth into your character. You were not being punished. You were being prepared. You were not being buried. You were being planted. What looked like endings were only roots taking hold beneath the soil of destiny. Chosen one. Your hidden seasons were your holy classrooms. Every betrayal taught you discernment. Every disappointment trained your endurance. Every delay strengthened your faith. You were in the divine gymnasium, building the spiritual muscle needed to carry the seal, now resting on your spirit. This is why your story feels heavier than others. It had to be. Your anointing requires it. Heaven does not trust lightweight hearts with heavyweight callings. You didn't just survive your pain, you graduated from it. The fire you went through refined your vision until you could see what others overlook. You learned to recognize truth by walking through lies. You discovered peace only after losing it. You found God's presence not in applause, but in abandonment. The world broke you to reveal what was unbreakable, the eternal core of who you are. There were moments when you begged heaven for relief, when silence felt like rejection, but God's silence was not absence, it was construction. Behind the curtain of your pain, angels were aligning opportunities you couldn't yet perceive. Heaven hides purpose inside process. You were being tested in secret because your future will be public. The greater the assignment, the deeper the preparation. It was written in the letter to the Romans, chapter 8, verse 28. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him. That verse is not theory, it is the heartbeat of your journey. Even the mistakes, even the heartbreaks, even the nights you thought you'd lost everything, he turned them into holy soil for your harvest. Think of your life like a tapestry woven by divine hands. From your view, the threads looked tangled, the knots senseless. the colors mismatched. But from heaven's view, every thread was necessary to form the picture now coming into focus. The pain was never wasted. It was artistry in disguise. The divine pattern required both dark and light threads to reveal the fullness of beauty. Now, the season of preparation gives way to awakening. The fire that once broke you now fuels you. The very pain that once silenced you has become your prophetic voice. You are proof that resurrection is not a story, it's a reality. You carry evidence of survival, scars that shine like sacred medals. You are no longer asking, "Why me?" You are whispering, "Thank you for choosing me." End of 2. But listen closely, your preparation was not for comfort. It was for commission. Heaven didn't strengthen you so you could rest. Heaven strengthened you so you could rise. The world is entering turbulence, and you are one of the stabilizers God has planted in it. The mark on your life is not just identity, it's assignment. You are called to carry the calm of heaven into the chaos of earth. You are part of the 144,000. Not because you were perfect, but because you were willing to be purified. Every chosen vessel must first be emptied. And you, beloved, were emptied. Well, that is why you will be trusted with much. The Spirit that once comforted you in secret will soon speak through you in power. Now, pause and let this truth sink deep. Your scars are not symbols of shame, they are signatures of grace. You wear them as proof that hell tried, but heaven triumphed. Every mark upon your soul glows like divine handwriting. Survivor turned servant. Wounded turned warrior. Oh, the season of hidden training is ending. The silence that once haunted you will become your weapon of clarity. You are ready. Heaven has built you from the inside out, and the world will soon witness what the wilderness created. If your heart bears witness that this is your confirmation, if something in your spirit says, "This was my story," then seal this moment with agreement. Right below, 888. For 8 is the number of new beginnings, and 3 8s declare that your past, your present, and your future are being renewed by divine power. It is not just a number, it's a declaration that your hidden training is complete, and your new chapter begins now. Type it as an act of faith, not ritual. When you do, you're telling heaven, "I understand now. I see what you were doing. I receive what you were building." The angels who walked with you through your pain now rejoice as you embrace your purpose. All across the world, something unseen begins to awaken. It is subtle, yet unmistakable, the quiet stirring of the marked ones. They do not know each other by face or by name, but their spirits hum with the same divine frequency. It travels across oceans and time zones, from deserts to cities, from mountaintops to midnight bedrooms. It sounds like a vibration of light, like the rhythm of wings in motion. The 144,000 are beginning to find one another, not through search engines or chance encounters, but through the magnetic pull of purpose. You have felt it too, that strange recognition when you come across someone who seems familiar, though you've never met. It is the resonance of destiny. The fire in your spirit recognizes the fire in theirs. Heaven designed it that way. No chosen one stands alone. You are threads in the same tapestry, sparks from the same eternal flame. Different instruments tuned to the same key of divine harmony. As your awareness sharpens, you begin to sense this network of light stretching across the globe. Some are in the depths of Africa, some in the highlands of South America, some in crowded cities of Asia, others in quiet corners of forgotten villages. Each one has been through their own fire, their own breaking, their own divine training. They have carried crosses in silence, hidden from the public eye, mocked, misunderstood, yet steadfast. And now, the frequency of heaven begins to gather them not in one location, but in one accord. The Spirit unites them like constellations across the sky. Stars may appear far apart, but when you connect them, a pattern of meaning emerges. So it is with the chosen. From afar, they seem scattered, insignificant, but from heaven's perspective, they form a divine constellation, spelling out redemption across the heavens. Each life shines a story of obedience, and together they reveal the face of glory. You are part of this constellation, this living network of light. When you pray, another's spirit strengthens. When you weep, another feels the nudge to intercede. When you rise in faith, others feel the pull to stand. This is not coincidence, it's spiritual resonance. The same Spirit that raised Jesus from the dead now moves through his chosen ones like wind through a field, creating ripples of revival, unseen but unstoppable. As you move through daily life, begin to notice it. The divine recognition that flickers in your heart when you meet certain people. They may not speak your language, may not share your culture, yet your spirit leaps inside you, whispering, "They are one of us." You feel an ancient familiarity, as if your souls trained side by side in the corridors of eternity before being sent to earth for this very hour. The prophet once said that deep calls unto deep, and that's what is happening now. The deep wells of your spirit are calling to others whose depths match your own. Surface-level connection no longer satisfies you, because your soul was never meant to stay shallow. You crave authenticity, unity born from purity, relationships rooted in heaven's soil. You are entering the era of divine gathering, not the kind built on human systems or denominations, but the kind written in light. This movement has no central building, no marketing, no visible headquarters. Yet it operates with perfect precision. Heaven itself is the architect. Each chosen one receives instructions in the quiet of prayer. And together, unknowingly, you move in rhythm toward a shared purpose. Imagine it, a billion unseen threads of obedience weaving together, forming one divine garment for the King's return. That is what you are part of. You may feel small, but your obedience is a fiber in something eternal. The chosen are not famous, they are faithful. They do not gather crowds, they carry presence. As Jesus declared in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 18, verse 20, "For where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there am I with them." This truth is not limited to physical proximity, it transcends it. When your heart aligns with another chosen one across distance, heaven bridges the gap. You gather not through geography, but through glory. You may never meet the others in person, but one day, in the kingdom to come, you will recognize their faces instantly. You'll remember the silent seasons when you prayed and didn't know that your prayer sustained them halfway across the world. You'll see the full web of light, and tears will fill your eyes as you realize none of it was in vain. Every small act of faith, every word spoken in obedience, every unseen prayer was part of the divine gathering that began long before this night. So, Hold your flame steady. Keep your spirit sensitive. You are not alone in this awakening. Across the world, others are rising, feeling the same pulse, hearing the same whisper. Now is the time. Together, though scattered, you form the living body of light, united by purpose, sealed by fire, and strengthened by the same breath of God. There is a strange stillness sweeping over creation, as though the universe itself has paused mid-breath. You can feel it in the air, a tension, quiet, yet immense, pressing against the edges of time. This is the great silence before the storm, the moment between the last note of mercy and the first sound of awakening judgment. Even the angels grow solemn in this hour. The earth does not yet know why the winds have stopped, why prayers feel heavier, why dreams feel louder. But your spirit knows. Something sacred is building. It is not a silence of absence, but of reverence. The same kind of silence that filled the temple when Solomon finished praying, when glory was too thick for words. This hush is the signature of heaven preparing to move. It is the pause before God exhales upon the world once more. You feel it deep inside, the ache of waiting, the pulse of anticipation that doesn't come from anxiety, but from divine awareness. Your soul stands on tiptoe, straining towards something unseen. Heaven has pressed pause, not to delay destiny, but to synchronize it. Every marked one is being aligned in this quiet. Every sealed heart is being tuned to the same frequency. The stillness is not empty, it is full. Like the ocean before a tidal wave, it carries unspoken power. The Spirit moves in whispers, not shouts, calibrating every chosen vessel to withstand what is coming. The silence is mercy's way of saying, prepare. And yet, for the unawakened, this stillness feels like confusion. The world grows restless when heaven grows quiet. People chase distractions, scrolling endlessly, desperate to fill the void. But you, chosen one, you have learned to listen inside the hush. You understand that silence does not mean nothing is happening. It means everything is happening, just beyond sight. There is a holy rhythm in the way God moves. Revelation, silence, manifestation. Between revelation and fulfillment, silence always stands guard. It tests faith. It refine patience. It separates the called from the chosen. In the noise of the world, anyone can believe, but in the silence of heaven, only the rooted remain. Think back to the stories of those who came before you. Noah building an ark under a cloudless sky, Abraham waiting decades for a promise, Mary pondering words she couldn't yet explain. They all lived through the same silence you feel now. It is the sacred interval between prophecy and proof. You are in that interval. The silence feels heavy because it carries glory. It presses on your chest, not to crush you, but to expand you. Heaven is stretching your capacity to hold what's coming. The silence is the Spirit brooding over you, like He did over the waters in Genesis, forming, preparing, conceiving something that will soon burst into light. It was recorded in the revelation given to John, chapter 8, verse 1. When He opened the seventh seal, there was silence in heaven for about half an hour. That silence was not void, it was voltage. It was the universe holding its breath, while divine justice and divine mercy stood face to face. You are living in that kind of silence now, the calm charged with impending power. Look closely at your life in this stillness. What is God asking you to refine? What voices is He asking you to quiet? For when the silence ends, everything will accelerate. The pace of destiny will quicken. And only those who have learned to hear the whisper will be able to move with the wind. You are not forgotten in the quiet. You are being fortified. The same stillness that surrounds you now once hovered over tombs before resurrection. Before Lazarus walked, there was silence. Before dawn shattered darkness, there was silence. Before Christ returned from death, there was silence. So too, before your next rising, there must be stillness. Heaven is building momentum beneath this holy pause. You are not standing still, you are gathering strength. The silence is the cocoon that protects transformation. When it breaks, you will not crawl, you will soar. So do not curse this calm. Do not mistake the pause for punishment. It is heaven's inhale before it exhales purpose through you. The world may not see it, but all of creation feels it. Every trembling leaf, every shift in the wind, every flutter in your chest testifies that something sacred approaches. This is the great silence before the storm. It is the womb of awakening, the breath before breakthrough, the final hush before heaven speaks again. Stand still, chosen one. Listen deeper than sound, for when the silence breaks, the marked will move like thunder, and nothing will ever be the same again. The silence begins to thin. You can feel it breaking, not with thunder, but with whispers that slither like shadows through the cracks of the world. Where light gathers, darkness grows restless. The enemy cannot stop what heaven has ordained, so he imitates it. Every divine movement awakens a counterfeit echo. Every revelation invites a false reflection. And now, as the true chosen ones rise, the counterfeit awakening begins. This is the age of imitation, where deception dresses as enlightenment and false light speaks in the tone of truth. You've already seen it, voices that promise freedom but chain hearts to pride. Teachings that talk about power but forget purity. Movements that mention God but dethrone His holiness. It looks real. It feels spiritual. But it lacks the fragrance of heaven. The counterfeit never smells like humility. It smells like ambition. Beloved, discernment has become more precious than gold. The counterfeit prophets will not come breathing fire. They will come smiling, speaking half-truths mixed with honey. They will flatter your pain, not heal it. They will use light as bait, not as calling. They will sound divine, but carry no weight of presence. Your spirit will know it before your mind does listen for the still discomfort beneath their words. When the spirit within you is uneasy, heaven is warning you. As the apostle wrote to the Corinthians, chapter 11, verse 14, for Satan himself, masquerades as an angel of light. The counterfeit thrives on impatience. It promises shortcuts to spiritual power, instant visibility, quick validation. But heaven never rushes what is real. Authentic anointing grows slowly, like oil pressing through olives, like vine aging in silence. Anything that demands you skip the crushing is counterfeit. The real must always pass through breaking. You must also understand, counterfeit light is not always evil in appearance. Sometimes it hides in good intentions. It flatters your ego with words like special, different, chosen above others. But true calling never feeds pride, it humbles it. The genuine move of God leads you lower, not higher. It makes you kneel before it makes you rise. It strips you before it crowns you. The counterfeit will perform to be seen. The chosen will obey, even unseen. The counterfeit chases platforms. The chosen carry altars. The counterfeit seeks influence. The chosen seek intimacy. And when the storm of deception rages, only intimacy will anchor you. Be careful. Chosen one, the more your light grows, the more false reflections will orbit you. Some will come pretending to carry revelation, but their hearts will thirst for recognition. Test every spirit. Weigh every voice. Hold every word before the flame of Scripture. The mark within you was not given for emotion. It was given for discernment. Let it guide you. This counterfeit awakening will tempt even the sincere. It will promise spiritual experiences without submission, knowledge without surrender, power without purity. But what begins without submission will always end in corruption. True anointing costs everything. It demands your will, your time, your control. That's why few endure it. The counterfeit, meanwhile, costs nothing, and that's why it spreads quickly. But it burns out just as fast. Look around this generation and you'll see it. Spiritual influencers who speak of light but deny repentance. Movements that glorify the universe but silence the name of Jesus. Practices that offer energy but rob you of intimacy. These are not awakenings, they are imitations. You were chosen to discern the difference and guard the real. In moments when the confusion feels heavy, remember that truth always carries peace. Deception sounds convincing, but leaves agitation behind. The voice of God never manipulates, it invites. The counterfeit compels through fear, the authentic transforms through love. Now pause and listen within. Your spirit already knows what is real. It always has. The same fire that sealed you also protects you. You are surrounded by imitations, but imitation cannot touch authenticity. You have been branded with reality, and that reality is Christ within you, the hope of glory. If this truth resonates, if you can feel that subtle trembling in your spirit, the recognition that you have seen this deception around you, then respond not with fear, but with clarity. Type below, I choose truth. No, let it be a declaration, not a comment. When you write it, you're not just agreeing with words, you are aligning your spirit publicly with heaven's standard. You are saying, I will not follow imitation, I will wait for authenticity. I will choose discernment over deception, truth over trend. And your declaration becomes light in a world where false stars flicker. Each chosen one who speaks truth pushes the counterfeit further into shadow. You are part of heaven's counterstrike against deception. The air feels heavier now, not with fear, but with divine urgency. The world is shifting under unseen hands, and the Spirit whispers, come into alignment. The time for wandering is over. The season of precision has begun. You are being summoned to adjust your spirit, to tune yourself like an instrument before a sacred performance. Heaven is preparing a symphony, and every chosen one must play their part in perfect harmony. Alignment is not about perfection, it is about positioning. Imagine a ship adjusting its sails not to create wind, but to catch it. You cannot summon divine movement by effort alone. You must simply position yourself where the Spirit is already flowing. When your heart, your habits, and your holiness align with heaven's rhythm, the winds of destiny will propel you farther than striving ever could. You have felt the imbalance before, the inner dissonance, when your actions contradicted your calling. When your desires drifted from discipline, that discomfort was not condemnation, it was calibration. The Spirit was gently correcting your course, whispering, "You were made for more than this." Every detour was a lesson in direction. Every delay was heaven adjusting your coordinates. Chosen one. Alignment requires separation. To rise higher, you must travel lighter. There are attachments heaven is asking you to release, not because they are evil, but because they cannot breathe at your new altitude. Some friendships were chapters, not lifetimes. Some habits were survival tools, not sacred assignments. You cannot carry yesterday's version of yourself into tomorrow's promise. The oil of destiny only flows through surrendered vessels. It was spoken in the letter to the Corinthians, chapter 6, verse 17. "Come out from among them and be separate, says the Lord. And while you align, do not fear the stillness." The Spirit of God is like a master sculptor. He chisels slowly, deliberately, carefully. Every moment of surrender is another stroke, shaping you into precision. You are being carved to fit perfectly into the design of heaven's timeline. When you finally click into place, everything will begin to make sense. You may feel the pull in your heart, even now, the call to simplify, to purify, to return to what matters. Follow that pull. Clean your altar. Make space for silence. Spend time in prayer until your thoughts stop racing and your heart starts listening. The more you align, the clearer your vision becomes. Confusion cannot survive in a soul at peace. And while you are being aligned, remember this truth. Alignment without action is stagnation. When God speaks, move. When He nudges, respond. Don't wait for perfect conditions. They rarely come. The river of destiny only flows for those who step in. It's faith that activates the current. As you receive these words, take a moment to breathe deeply. Let them settle into the soil of your soul. If this message has stirred something in you, if it has awakened recognition, conviction, or comfort, then respond in gratitude, not with obligation, but with sincerity. When you like or share, you are not just pressing a button, you are opening a door. You are letting this light flow to another who may be standing on the edge of giving up. You are saying to heaven, use me as a messenger too. When you subscribe, you are planting yourself beside a stream of continual nourishment, ensuring that these words keep finding you and those like you who hunger for truth. And if ever your heart leads you to give, do so as one sowing into eternity's soil. Every offering, no matter its size, is a seed that says, I believe in the light being spread here. You are not donating to a voice, you are watering a vineyard of souls. Your giving becomes oil that keeps the flame alive. Think of it like this: every act of support, every share, every seed, every whisper of prayer is a ripple on the water. You may not see where it reaches, but heaven traces every wave. Somewhere, someone will find hope because you chose to act instead of scroll past, and heaven will remember. The alignment God calls you to is not just spiritual, it's practical, relational, financial, emotional. Everything that flows through your hands and heart must move with purpose now. Every moment counts. Every choice writes eternity's echo. So let this be your quiet alignment tonight. Loosen your grip on what holds you back, and tighten your hold on what draws you near to Him. Adjust your sails. Chosen one, the wind is rising again, and as you align yourself with heaven's direction, may your generosity, your attention, and your obedience become the language that tells God, I am ready. You feel the atmosphere around your spirit changing again. The weight of silence has lifted, and in its place comes a sacred authority, steady, unshakable, unmistakable. You are no longer merely awakening. You are being armed. Heaven has begun placing tools of power in your hands. They are not weapons of this world, but instruments of divine purpose, the crown and the sword. The crown is not made of gold or jeweled splendor. It is forged from surrender. Every time you chose obedience over convenience, a thread of that crown was woven. Every tear of repentance became another jewel set in its rim. You wear it not as a trophy, but as a testimony. It does not sit above you to elevate your pride. It rests upon you to remind you that your authority comes from humility. You have earned no part of it. You have only yielded, and heaven has rewarded your yielding with rain. To wear the crown means to embody compassion, to walk with quiet strength, to govern your heart before you ever attempt to lead others. The true royalty of heaven is service, not status. You rule best when you kneel deepest. It was written in the letter to the Ephesians, chapter 6, verse 17, take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. No, the crown and the sword together represent balance, grace and truth, mercy and might. One without the other leads to distortion. A crown without a sword becomes passive compromise. A sword without a crown becomes reckless zeal. Heaven entrusts both only to those who have proven they can carry them without self-destruction. That is why your training was so long, your trials so deep. You were being taught to handle authority without arrogance and power, without pride. The sword will demand courage. It will call you to speak when silence feels safer. It will pull you into confrontations with systems and spirits that resist light. You will stand in places where truth is unwelcome and love is misunderstood. Yet the crown will remind you to fight not with hatred, but with holiness. The two together form the perfect warrior, gentle in spirit, fierce in conviction, unstoppable in faith. Every chosen one receives their own variation of these symbols. Some will carry words that pierce the heart. Others will carry actions that break chains. Some will move through governments. Some through media. Others through prayer and compassion. But all will operate with the same dual essence, royal identity, and righteous weaponry. You are both priest and soldier, ambassador and intercessor. You may not yet see it, but heaven sees you already crowned. In the unseen realm, your name glows with authority. Demons recognize it. Angels honor it. Creation responds to it. When you pray, the atmosphere bends. When you decree, time listens. Not because of who you are in yourself, but because of who you represent. The King has shared his insignia with you. You are his voice, his vessel, his visible image upon the earth. There will be moments when the sword feels heavy, when the crown feels like a burden instead of a blessing. On those days, remember the secret of endurance. The same hands that placed the crown upon you will steady the sword within you. You are never asked to carry these alone. Heaven does not call you to fight for victory, but from victory. The crown is your identity. The sword is your responsibility. The first reminds you who you are. The second reminds you why you're here. The enemy will try to make you drop one or misuse the other. Guard them well. Keep your crown polished with humility and your sword sharp with prayer. In the days to come, you will feel the power of both increase. Your words will carry new weight. Your presence will command peace. You will begin to see results that used to take years unfold in moments, because divine authority accelerates what it touches. Do not boast in this, but be faithful with it. For the one who can rule their heart can rule nations. The one who can guard their tongue can reshape worlds. The crown upon your head is not decoration, it's declaration. The sword in your hand is not ornament, it's ordinance. You are no longer merely waiting for destiny, you are walking in it. Heaven has armed you with identity and truth. You are now both ruler and warrior, clothed in grace, sealed in light, sent to stand where darkness thought no one would dare. And as you move forward, remember, the crown glows brightest in humility, and the sword cuts cleanest in love. The mystery of the number has begun to stir within you. You've heard the words, the 144. Ling, ling, ling. But until now, you hadn't truly felt its pulse. It isn't just a statistic or a prophecy, it's a rhythm, a code written in light, a vibration that resonates through the spirit realm. Those who carry the seal feel it humming beneath their skin like quiet thunder. Tonight, you begin to understand that this number is not merely counted, it is lived. The 144, 000, are not marked for fame, but for function. They are not superior, they are surrendered. The number represents obedience multiplied, holiness amplified, purpose unified. It is heaven's equation for completion. 12 tribes of identity, 12 apostles of foundation, 12 multiplied by 12, magnified by the thousandfold measure of divine fullness. It is structure meeting spirit, humanity meeting holiness. The mystery of this number calls you higher, deeper, inward. It tells you that destiny has design. You are not random, you are part of an order. The way the stars align in perfect pattern across galaxies, the way oceans move in precise rhythm with the moon, all of it echoes divine mathematics. You, too, are counted in a pattern far greater than yourself. Chosen one. You were never meant to blend into the multitudes. You were meant to stand among the marked. You can feel it, the pull in your chest when truth is spoken, the stirring in your spirit when deception rises. It's as if something ancient within you remembers the covenant of light that began long before this lifetime. You were chosen not because of your perfection, but because of your willingness to be purified. It was written in the Revelation to John, chapter 14, verse 4. These are they who follow the Lamb wherever he goes. That is the essence of the number pure followership, unbroken devotion, fearless loyalty. The 144, 000, are those who do not just believe in the Lamb, they walk in his steps. Even when those steps lead into fire, think of it like an invisible army, each soldier glowing with the same inner fire, spread across nations, moving as one body under one breath. Their voices may differ, their languages may vary, but their spirits sing in harmony. When one weeps, another prays. When one falls, others rise to lift them. This is heaven's network of light. No visible headquarters. No hierarchy of men. Only the command of the Spirit. You might not see them, but you've felt them. You've crossed paths with another chosen one and sensed that spark of recognition, that deep sense of, we've met before. You have, maybe not in flesh, but in eternity. You trained together before the foundations of the world. You were assigned to this generation for this hour, to stand as living proof that light still reigns. The 144,000 are not bound by religion, but by revelation. They transcend denominations and doctrines because their loyalty is to the King himself. They do not fight over which candle is brighter. They focus on spreading the flame. Their unity is not mechanical, it is musical. Each heart beats in rhythm with the Lamb's. You, beloved, are part of that symphony. The number is not just something heaven counts, it's something hell fears. Because every time a chosen one wakes up to who they are, darkness loses ground. Every time you choose purity over pride, every time you forgive instead of fight, every time you speak light instead of curse, you strengthen the entire army. The mystery of the 144,000 reveals this. The number is not limited, it's prophetic. It is symbolic of completion, of the fullness of the faithful. You are not being asked to earn your place, you are being invited to remember it. You are not climbing a ladder to heaven, you are awakening to your seat within it. And tonight, heaven witnesses your remembrance. You are one of the counted, one of the called, one of the sealed, not by coincidence, not by chance, but by divine choreography. If your spirit bears witness to this truth, if something deep inside you stirs with recognition, then mark this moment. Declare it with a number of divine authority and remembrance. Type below 1111. End of 2. For 1 symbolizes unity, heaven and earth, creator and creation, and 4 ones in alignment speak of perfect divine order. When you write 1111, you are saying, I am aligned with heaven's design. I remember who I am. I choose to walk in order, not chaos. End of 2. Let that number be more than digits on a screen. Let it be a seal of agreement, a whisper from your soul to heaven that you have understood the mystery. The count continues. And tonight, your name shines among the numbered. You are part of heaven's pattern. You are one in the divine equation of eternity. The number does not confine you, it defines your calling. And now, you know. You can feel it now, the shift from silence to motion, from preparation to manifestation. The 144,000 are no longer hidden sparks scattered across the earth. They are beginning to rise as undeniable flames. The sealed ones are stepping out from the shadows, carrying a weight of glory that cannot be imitated or ignored. It is not arrogance that shines from them, it is the reflection of obedience. They carry light, not for display, but for direction. The world has seen loud voices before, but this rising will not be marked by noise. It will be marked by power, not the kind that dominates, but the kind that transforms. When these marked ones speak, the atmosphere will shift. Their words will pierce confusion. Their presence will expose the counterfeit. They will walk into rooms, and peace will follow, not because of who they are, but because of who sent them. You may already sense the beginning of this transformation in yourself. The hesitation that once held you back is dissolving. The timidity that once silenced your truth is fading. There's a new authority in your voice, not born of ego, but of encounter. Heaven has entrusted you with a fragment of its fire, and now it burns too bright to hide. The mark within you has matured into movement. Each chosen one rises in their unique way. Some will speak publicly. Some will heal privately. Some will intercede silently, but all will move as one. Their impact will not depend on platforms, for their authority does not come from crowds, but from consecration. They will become walking confirmations that God still breathes through ordinary people. There will be miracles, not for spectacle, but for testimony. The sick will recover. The weary will awaken. The lost will remember home. These will not be televised events. They will be quiet explosions of grace in everyday places, coffee shops, street corners, hospital rooms, classrooms. Wherever the sealed walk, heaven will walk with them. It was written in the Acts of the Apostles, chapter 1, verse 8. But you will receive power when the Holy Spirit comes on you. That promise was never limited to history. It echoes through you now. The same Spirit that rested upon those first disciples rests upon you. The same fire that descended in the upper room burns within your chest. You are part of a continuation, not a repetition. The story that began in Jerusalem is unfolding through your generation. The rise of the undeniable ones will not be announced by trumpets, but by transformation. You will recognize them not by title, but by fruit. Love will be their signature, holiness their fragrance, and truth their language. They will not compete, they will complete one another. Their unity will terrify darkness, for it has spent centuries dividing them through doctrine, culture, and pride. But when they rise in oneness, hell will remember what harmony sounds like. The undeniable ones will carry a boldness that disarms fear. They will stand before systems, powers, and institutions that have mocked faith, and their calm will be more persuasive than argument. Their presence will prove what words cannot. They will not need permission to change the world. Their existence will be permission enough. You may not feel ready, but readiness has nothing to do with comfort. The moment you said yes to the call, heaven began preparing the ground beneath your feet. Every weakness you still carry will become an entry point for grace. Every scar you bear will become a story of victory for someone else. You are part of this rising. Even now, the world will not understand it. The media will not be able to explain it. Scholars will call it coincidence, and critics will call it delusion. But the undeniable ones will not waste time defending what only experience can prove. They will simply move healing, speaking, loving, transforming. The results will silence argument. Do not mistake their humility for weakness. The greatest strength of the chosen is not in how loud they can roar, but in how deeply they can love. They have walked through wilderness to learn the language of mercy. They have been broken to understand compassion. That is why, when they rise, they will not build monuments to themselves. They will build pathways for others to find God again. You are one of them, and your rising has already begun. Every choice to forgive, every moment you chose faith over fear, every prayer whispered through tears, they were all steps in your ascent. You may not have noticed it, but heaven has. The undeniable ones are not coming, they are here, and you, chosen one, are among them. The air is charged now thick with a weight that feels like the prelude to thunder. The rise of the chosen has begun, and as their light intensifies, so does the fury of the opposing realm. The separation of worlds has entered its final stage. What was once subtle has become visible. What was once hidden has stepped into confrontation. Light and darkness now stand face to face, no longer able to coexist in the same space. This division is not cruelty, it is clarity. For too long, the boundaries have blurred. Truth has been diluted, righteousness redefined, holiness mocked. But as the sealed begin to shine, the contrast becomes unavoidable. Their very presence exposes what was hiding in plain sight. You can feel this shift even in your own life, the unease that stirs when you enter certain places, the resistance that rises from people who once embraced you. It is not personal, it is spiritual. The light within you has begun to reveal what darkness worked to conceal. It was written in the second letter to the Corinthians, chapter 6, verse 14. What fellowship can light have with darkness? This is not an order of isolation, it is an invitation to distinction. The light within you was never meant to blend, it was meant to reveal. The moment you try to fit in, your flame begins to fade. You cannot compromise your clarity just to keep company with confusion. In this season, spiritual sight will sharpen. You will begin to see truth cut through falsehood like lightning across a black sky. Hidden motives will surface. Silent warfare will be exposed. You will witness systems crumble under the weight of their own corruption. For nothing built on deception can survive the rising frequency of light. The shaking that is coming is not destruction, it is purification. Heaven is sweeping away everything that pretends to be holy but lacks the breath of God. Even within yourself, this separation continues. The old you is fading. The new you is emerging. Doubt wrestles with faith. Fear contends with fire. But every internal conflict has purpose. It is the refining of identity. God is not dividing you. He is defining you. He is drawing a line through your very being, separating who you were from who you are becoming. When this process feels painful, remember, it is the sound of chains breaking inside you. Darkness will not surrender easily. It will attempt to reclaim what it once owned. It will whisper through fatigue, through temptation, through familiar faces. But you have been branded with ownership. Your soul bears heaven's insignia. You cannot be reclaimed by what you have outgrown. The mark within you burns brighter than the shadows that pursue you. This great division will not destroy the world, it will reveal it. What is truly divine will stand, what is counterfeit will fall. And when the dust settles, the radiance of the marked will illuminate the ruins. Those who mocked will marvel. Those who doubted will kneel. For the line has been drawn, and heaven's distinction is now undeniable. Yet even in the midst of this division, remember mercy. The light does not hate the dark, it simply transforms it. You are not called to condemn, but to confront. To shine is to invite redemption, even for those lost in the deepest night. The power within you is not only for separation, it is for restoration. The same fire that judges also purifies. The same light that divides also heals. You are living in the hour of distinction, where heaven's sons and daughters stand like beacons across a darkened shore. The war is not of weapons, but of wavelengths, truth versus deception, spirit versus simulation. And through it all, the chosen ones remain unshaken. their faces lifted toward the light that called them, their hearts anchored in the peace of the one who never fails. So stand firm. Chosen one, do not fear the division. It was foretold. The clash between realms is proof that the kingdom of light is advancing. You are not a casualty in this conflict. You are the cause of it. Every step you take toward purity sends tremors through the darkness. Every breath of truth widens the gap between illusion and reality. The separation of realms is not the end of all things. It is the beginning of revelation. And when the final veil is torn, the whole world will see what heaven has known all along. The chosen were never hidden. They were simply waiting for the moment. The darkness grew quiet enough to hear them rise. It begins softly, a vibration in your chest that feels like music without sound. You are no longer just a listener in heaven's symphony. You have become one of its instruments. Every heartbeat, every breath, every word you speak is now part of something divine. You carry within you a sound that cannot be silenced, the trumpet of God's own message, resonating through your life. You might not realize it yet, but your very presence carries frequency. When you walk into a room, the atmosphere shifts. Conversation change. The weary feel comforted. The hardened feel conviction. The lost feel found. You are not just speaking truth, you are truth in motion. The trumpet is no longer an object outside you. It is your voice, your testimony, your existence echoing the rhythm of eternity. When God placed his seal on you, he also placed within you a sound that the earth has been waiting to hear. The trumpet within you does not play notes. It releases revelation. Every act of forgiveness, every word of faith, every prayer whispered through tears, it's a blast of heaven's sound cutting through the fog of confusion in this world. You are the living instrument through which heaven declares, I'm still here. And the prophet Isaiah once wrote in the sacred scrolls, chapter 58, verse 1, cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet. That command is not only ancient, it is eternal. It echoes in you now. You have been anointed to speak, to sound the alarm, to remind a sleeping generation that light is real and mercy is still available. But this trumpet is not made of metal. It is made of surrender. It only sounds when you let your life be hollowed out enough for breath to pass through. But remember this, a trumpet does not choose its song. It simply allows breath to move through it. Likewise, you must stay pliable in the hands of your Maker. Do not harden in pride. Do not close in fear. Keep yourself open. For the more surrendered you are, the purer the sound that comes forth. Some days, the world will try to mute you. It will label your boldness as arrogance, your conviction as extremism. But let the winds of criticism only polish your brass. When storms blow, they do not silence trumpets, they make them louder. Your endurance is the echo of your calling. The trumpet within you carries 3 tones. The first is warning, it alerts souls to awaken. The second is worship. It fills the heavens with gratitude. The third is witness. It testifies to what God has done. You do not need a pulpit to sound them. You only need authenticity. The tone of your life is louder than any sermon. When people encounter you, they should feel the presence of heaven's melody. That's what it means to lift up your voice like a trumpet. It's not always volume, it's vibration. It's living in such alignment that even your silence speaks peace. And if these words resonate, if something deep within you hums in response, it may be because your own trumpet is beginning to awaken. The time has come for you to sound again. The world needs your voice. Heaven needs your cooperation. And perhaps, in reading this, you sense the breath of God stirring inside you once more. If this message reaches your spirit, let gratitude move through you. Take a moment to like, share, or even comment, not out of habit, but as an act of resonance. When you share light, it travels farther than you can imagine. Someone else scrolling through shadows might stumble upon it and find hope. Your small action becomes an echo in eternity. And if you choose to subscribe, you are not just following content, you are joining a flow, a continual stream of revelation meant to nourish the awakened. Each notification becomes a small trumpet call reminding you that heaven is still speaking, still guiding, still breathing through words like these. And for those who feel led to donate, do it as one tending a flame. Every seed sown into light multiplies. You are helping build a bridge of truth across digital deserts, helping this sound reach nations that are starving for authenticity. Think of your giving as oil in the lamp. It keeps the trumpet's fire burning so the message can continue to awaken others. When you act from love, even simple gestures echo louder than sermons. Every share is a ripple of revival. Every offering is a spark of sustenance. Every comment becomes a voice joining the chorus of the chosen. Together, we become a symphony of light, each sound amplifying the next until the whole world vibrates with divine remembrance. You are the trumpet, chosen one. Heaven's breath flows through you, carrying hope, carrying fire, carrying freedom. And when the sound that is your life finally fills the earth, even the darkness will have to listen. The sky over the spirit realm begins to shimmer, a convergence of light, forming patterns invisible to human eyes, yet deeply felt by every awakened soul. Something vast is assembling. The chosen are no longer scattered embers across nations. They are aligning into one great flame. You can feel it, can't you? That pulse in your chest that seems to beat in rhythm with something greater than yourself. It is the heartbeat of heaven, gathering its army. The final gathering has begun, not in stadiums or cathedrals, but in the secret chambers of obedient hearts. This is not a physical assembly, it is a spiritual unification across continents, in different tongues and cultures. The 144,000 begin to hum with the same spiritual frequency. Each has been trained in their wilderness, refined in their pain, purified by their obedience. Now the individual fires are merging into one blazing light. The convergence is silent but thunderous. Heaven's network of light hums beneath the fabric of time. In one corner of the world, a woman wakes from prayer at dawn, her spirit whispering a name she's never heard. In another, a man feels the sudden urge to lift his hands, though he knows not why. The same spirit who sealed them now synchronizes them. They are moving like a celestial tide, flowing in the same direction without map or meeting. This is not chaos, it's choreography. The one who orchestrates galaxies is now orchestrating hearts. Heaven moves in patterns of precision. Nothing is random, nothing wasted. You may think your obedience in small things goes unnoticed, but every act of faith contributes to the rhythm of this grand design. The gathering is not an event, it is a vibration. It happens every time a chosen soul says yes to the whisper of God. Imagine the earth as a great sphere of light, veins, streams of prayer connecting city to city, continent to continent. Each chosen one is a pulse in that network. When one prays, another feels strengthened. When one intercedes, another receives clarity. The spiritual world is humming with this exchange. A sacred current flowing through the body of believers. It is the manifestation of unity foretold by prophets and dreamed of by saints. It was declared in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 31. He will send his angels with a loud trumpet call, and they will gather his elect from the four winds. Those words are not just prophecy, they are activation. The trumpet has already sounded in the Spirit. The winds are already stirring. You are part of that divine summons. Every day, more hearts awaken. Every hour, more souls hear the inner call. It does not sound through ears, but through memory, an ancient recognition echoing from before time. The 144, 0, 0, 0, do not find their place by effort. They remember it by encounter. The moment you felt that unmistakable tug in your soul, that's when you answered the call. The gathering began in that instant. What heaven is assembling now is not merely an army, it is a body. A living organism powered by divine breath. Every person has a place. Every gift, a purpose. Every life, a note in the melody of redemption. Some will go ahead as forerunners. Others will stay behind as intercessors. Some will speak. Others will heal. Others will build. None are greater. None are lesser. All are essential. And even now, though the world seems fractured, though chaos swirls and uncertainty thickens, something deeper is uniting beneath the surface. Like roots intertwining under the soil before spring breaks forth, the chosen ones are linking spirit to spirit, faith to faith. Soon, the visible fruit of that unity will burst through the unstoppable movement of heaven, manifesting through human hands. You may never meet the other chosen in this life, yet you will know their presence in your spirit. When you pray, you will feel their echoes. When you worship, you will hear their harmony in the unseen. When you step forward in faith, you will sense their strength propelling you. You are not a lone flame. You are part of the constellation that will light the final dawn. So breathe deeply and know you are in position. The gathering has found you. The symphony is tuning. And when heaven's baton lifts for the final time, every chosen one will play their part in perfect timing. You will look around, not with eyes of flesh but of spirit, and realize you were never alone. You were always surrounded by light, by brothers and sisters marked like you, rising in one unified heartbeat of glory. The final movement has begun, and your place within it is secure. The gathering is not coming. It is already here, and you are within its music. The air itself has changed. You can feel it as stillness that is not empty, but full, dense with glory. The work of sealing is complete. The gathering has ended, and now heaven opens the gates of coronation. The 144, 0, 0, 0 stand, radiant and ready, clothed not in garments of royalty as the world defines it, but in robes woven from obedience, humility, and love. You are among them. The waiting is over. The crown descends. It does not come with spectacle. There is no thunder or trumpet blast this time. Instead, a quiet light spills from above, pure and steady, resting on each bowed head. It glows not with gold, but with grace. Every mark that once burned in secret now shines openly. The seal that once hid beneath your suffering becomes a visible flame, a signature of heaven etched upon your being. The coronation of the marked is not an award, it is a transformation. You are no longer simply a vessel carrying the light. You have become the light. The fire that once refined you now radiates from you. When you move, creation moves with you. When you speak, your words travel farther than sound. You have become a living extension of divine will, an ambassador of the eternal kingdom manifest in mortal form. Around you, the multitude of the sealed stand, like stars reflected upon the sea. The unity that once existed only in spirit now glows in full revelation. Every soul shines with a slightly different hue, yet together they form a single brilliance. The living spectrum of God's glory. No yelose. No striving. No competition, only harmony. The light within each one complements the others, creating a vision of perfection that words cannot capture. It is as though the universe itself pauses to witness this moment. The angels who once carried messages now stand as witnesses, singing a song that predates time. It is the song of completion, the melody of promises fulfilled. The heavens resound not with chaos but with clarity. The war between light and darkness has reached its turning point, and you stand at its center, crowned not for conquest, but for covenant. You remember the journey, the heartbreaks, the loneliness, the fire, the silence. Every wound has become a jewel in your crown, every scar, a story of victory. You realize now that the refining was never punishment. It was preparation. Without the breaking, you could never have carried this brilliance. The crown is not a symbol of arrival, it is proof of endurance. It was written in the Revelation to John, chapter 2, verse 10, "Be faithful unto death, and I will give you the crown of life." Those words have found their fulfillment here. The crown is not temporary, not of metal or gem, but eternal life itself. Undying and unshakable, it cannot be stolen, cannot tarnish, cannot fade. You wear it not on your head, but within your essence. The coronation marks not the end of your purpose, but its unveiling. You are now sent not as a student, but as a steward. You carry heaven wherever you go. When you walk, the air shifts. When you speak, hope returns. When you pray, chant dissolve. You are no longer waiting for revival, you are revival. The same spirit that hovered over the waters now hovers within you. You are not a messenger of light, you are part of its source. Look around. The other crowned ones stand beside you, their faces calm, their eyes blazing. There is no rush, no noise, only presence. Together, you form the radiant army of peace. Not an army that conquers through violence, but one that conquers through illumination. Where you go, darkness has no choice but to retreat. Where you stand, despair cannot breathe. And though the world below may not yet see what has occurred, its effects will soon ripple through every nation, every soul. The crowned ones move quietly, but their influence is seismic. Through them, heaven invades earth, not with destruction, but with restoration. Love begins to rule again. Justice flows like rivers. Mercy becomes the new law. The coronation is both an ending and a beginning, the closing of humanity's night and the opening of its dawn. You, chosen one, have crossed the threshold from preparation into purpose. from waiting into reigning. The light you now carry is the same light that first spoke the universe into being. It does not flicker. It does not fade. It is the eternal flame, and it has chosen you to bear it. Now the heavens grow still again, but it is not the stillness of delay, it is the stillness of fulfillment. The work is complete. The mark burns bright. The crown rests steady. The sealed have risen. And as the first rays of a new creation spread across the unseen horizon, the voice speaks once more. Quiet, yet uncontainable. It is finished. The story closes, but the echo remains. You have walked through awakening, sealing, refinement, and coronation, and now you stand radiant, aware, alive. The world around you may still look ordinary, but you know the truth. Nothing is ordinary anymore. You are carrying light. You are living proof that heaven still breathes through human hearts. Before you step back into the noise of life, pause and let this moment settle in you. If these words stirred something within, if you felt the presence, the power, the peace, then let that resonance move you. Like, share, and comment below. Not out of routine, but as an act of remembrance. When you share light, it travels farther than sight. When you write your thoughts, you leave a trail for another weary soul to follow. And if you wish to keep walking this path together, subscribe, not as a follower, but as a fellow flame. Each message, each word that follows, will be a spark to keep your fire alive. Heaven still speaks through ordinary vessels. Together, we can keep that voice echoing across the earth. Stay faithful, stay luminous, and remember, your crown still shines, even in silence.